Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Feminine read for you today with a lot of masculine in it. As usual, I have a little bit of sand art and I'll do oracle cards at the end. It is January 3rd, 2019. 3 is the Empress, and the day added up to, what did I say, the Tower today. And I'm going to get into that in a second. I'm just going to go through the sand art really quick. There wasn't a ton of stuff, but there was plenty that came up in the sand art. Ships coming in, but it may be a little tugboat. Stuck in shallow water. Be patient, give a hand, and steam will come later. Literally, it's so funny how this comes across. There's new terrain, lined in smooth emotions, uneven jugs, and a boiling container. A champagne glass and bubbles, explosive fireworks and or sperm, cauldron on the campfire, Cleopatra lounging, hanging out with others, looking at the mountains, fireworks or Niagara Falls, or natural skating rink, or a gathering outside with blankets. So it was some really beautiful energy there. And definitely people like lounging, like watching fireworks. That was the kind of energy that was coming up there. Okay, so for today, for the Divine Feminine, it was at 4:27 p.m. And when I was dealing, like I said, it's the Empress today with the Tower card. Okay, so the Empress is the 3 of self-expression, and it's Mother Nature, the Earth, all that kind of thing, abundance, and being in your power for sure. And then the Tower is all about sudden events. Okay, so it could be things falling apart, but it's also epiphanies. It's also good, positive, sudden events. So whichever way it works for you. The major arcana for the feminine were Luna, Star, Emperor, Transition, Alchemy, and it's the Sirian Starseed is the main deck, as I usually do. And so that's the Moon, the Star, the Emperor is actually Reason in the Sirian Starseed, and then Transition is Death. And then the after the read card was Alchemy, which is the Temperance card. The only court card was the Knight of Cups. There was one wand, 4 cups, 2 pentacles, no swords for the feminine. So that was nice. And 4 cups, so it's all about your heart space and your emotions this evening. The numbers that came up for the feminine were 3, 4, shut the door, so that's definitely on the past. 77 came up as well, 6, 21, and then the reflection, 21, and also 210 came up, but they came up from different things, so that was interesting. And then 142 and 13. Yeah, and the 76ers too came up in the coding. The coding was all about the Divine Feminine making an effort today, and it all had to do with spiritual career, so that'll come up again in the read. But Master T also came up, which was interesting. So I looked that up, and I always see T as code for insufficient support, you know, because it's top heavy. So, and it was definitely coming out emphasizing the importance of a strong foundation, because the 4 of crystals, or the 4 of pentacles, also came up, which is the Divine Masculine's heart. The 7 of crystals and the Sirian Starseed for me. The 7 of crystals and the 4 of crystals are the Divine Feminine 7, and the 4 is Divine Masculine's heart. Okay. Only in the Sirian Starseed deck, though. I don't see that in the other decks for them. So, and I can, is it there? Yes. I'm going to show you these pictures of them so you see the energy from it, okay? So this is the Divine Masculine's heart, the Bat Cave, the 4 of crystals. And this is the E-Tower, the Divine Feminine's heart. Okay, that's like Rapunzel in the tower and letting people in. Okay, it's the 7 of crystals. And I wanted to bring that up because they both came up in the deal today. They rarely come out at the same time. Okay, it's usually one or the other. We've had them come up a lot recently, but never together. It might have come up, but it's 444. So, okay, that's your angels telling you. It's very important that the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine's heart, okay, and the way I represent that for my cards came up today in the read. So anyway, Master T is about insufficient support, but when I looked it up, Master T is a Canadian personality born in 1961, which was the year I was born. So it's bringing up the year you were born, mastering yourself, and I'm just getting now too that showing you, you know, when you first came into this world, you were top heavy, okay? You didn't have a strong foundation, and as you went through your life, you learned to build that strong foundation, which is about, you know, building some kind of structure in your life to help support your passions. So also, so master overload was coming up. Endings with the 13, death, transition, transformation. The Divine Masculine's heart came up in the coding, as well as the 8 of Pentacles, which is the Divine Masculine always working. And then the 76ers also came up as one of the interpretations. So it's possible, that came up too, it's possible there may be a Divine Masculine out there who does have some heart issues, like fluid overload, that they do need surgery, or they've had a cardiac catheterization or something like that. But it's just, it's emphasizing the overload of the Divine Masculine's heart, okay? In the, you know, it's the Dark Knight is literally a rebirthing. It's a transformation. It's a dying and being reborn. So there is a death in a sense there. The coding that came up online was just about the different interpretations of the cards, like the 4 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles, which I said are the Divine Masculine and Feminine's heart, and then the 6 of Pentacles is about the equitable distribution between them, but also in any settlements going on right now. But how perfect if those 3 energies were coming up, and the Ace of Cups was coming up from the Rider-Waite. So I'm not going to go into the definitions or anything, but that's pretty much what was coming up. How important the foundation is and coming together. Also, yes or no, being decisive, making decisions, and especially it's more difficult at night because the moon was coming up in that one. And the 6 of Wands, that triumph, that success energy, the journey. It's definitely the journey card, taking the lead. And it was interesting too, the guy who came up was Master T is Tony Young, born in 1961, but also Tony the Tiger came up today too. You know, they're great. So Tony again came up. So Tony came up twice, and it wasn't the first time Tony came up for me yesterday and today. So that's important for someone. And Master of the World came up, and again, that was a film made in 1961. So for anyone, something's important for 1961 besides myself, let me know in the comments. And again, thank you guys always for your likes, shares, your subscribes, and your comments. I'm doing the best I can to put as much energy out to you guys as possible. It does take a lot of time for me before I actually do the presentation to you guys, so please appreciate the time that I'm putting into this. And I appreciate you guys so much. Also, make sure to like and subscribe if you like the content, and my website and my email addresses are below in the details section below. And also I was thinking about putting one of my songs from my CD that's already out on the market up, so you can hear one of my songs that's on my CDs. If you'd like to share, or if you want to support me buying one of my songs, it's on iTunes, Google Play, CD Baby, what did I miss? Amazon. So it's on all the major marketers out there. So I'll put out one of my songs so you get an idea of what it's like. And so if you'd like to support me, you know, $1's not a big deal to buy a song, okay? So getting back into the read for the Divine Feminine. It starts out with the underlying energy being the moon, which is Luna in the Seer and Starseed deck. The King of Swords reversed is coming up, clarifying the moon in love, or offers love if the King of Pentacles offers a home. So there's an interesting situation here. King of Swords reversed and King of Pentacles. Or King of Swords reversed, who's someone not in their truth or lying, or giving someone the silent treatment, but they're willing to offer love if this King of Pentacles brings money into the home or union, or offers a home. So there's some kind of thing between the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. But the King of Pentacles seems to be upright. Not sure. I'm not positive about that. But for sure, the King of Swords is reversed. And it looks like the energy coming from the King of Pentacles is upright. So there's some kind of secret trade maybe at night as well. It could be two brothers, two friends, two partners who are making a deal that's kind of like under the table. They don't want anyone to know about it. Destined divorce or court matter or justice. As a gate opens wider to the pits of hell, there is excitement. The Page of Wands is at the door at night. So a kid may literally show up at your door at night. It could be a divine feminine or divine masculine's kid. Might show it up at the door at night. And it may be energy spawn of the devil. Libra concerned, watching kids or collecting tickets to see the showdown. I was getting tickets to see the show, and then I was like getting showdown. Okay, so, and then I was getting the devil coming up here. Can be this dark energy, like the pits of hell and all that kind of stuff that's coming up. And also can just be a Capricorn, okay? It doesn't have to be a devilish person. So the Capricorn or the devil is coming up as horny and kind of crazed as this gate opens to the Page of Wands, who could just be the divine masculine or a child, very inspired and excited. But as this gate's open, he's kind of crazed and horny, right? The Page of Wands and mistakes that he's made, and like that feeling of, oh my God, what have I done? And then judge and jury at 1:15 followed someone to their appointment to know when no one was home. So again, there's some sneaky behavior. This is not going to apply to everyone, but it's definitely coming up for a few situations, okay? And Capricorn, Libra, and Cancer are coming up around this sneaky business. Sorry, I wrote something down wrong, so I couldn't read the word. While Twin went to get heated, or shop, or just radiate and glow, after isolating over loss and sadness, now working on details of expressing feelings, potentially heated exchange, if they should come together. Also, the divine masculine seeing sinks of the twin everywhere when out of isolation and or traveling. And that could be for the divine feminine as well. But there's definitely some sneaky or underhanded or devilish business around the karmic or the karmic's kids, and that they may be up to something that's to get back at the divine feminine, that kind of energy. Don't go into fear about it, but just be aware, okay? And stay grounded if anyone confronts you about anything, okay? And it was just 1313, which is that death transition ending energy. So then I was getting nail in the coffin, writing on the wall, spilt milk, but there's still coffee. A little bland, but that'll still work. Box cars, cable cars, toy trains, and box cutters, taking advantage of the energy while it's still coming, because some days we are blocked from it. 2 wheels, 2 blocks, 2 coins, radiation block, uncovered. Pay attention to red signs of danger and money blocks for the divine feminine. Let friends help you came up as the underlying energy, as well as playfulness underneath that. Overexposure of butt cracks for the divine masculine, and overexposure of their backs, which is saying they're exposing too much. They're vulnerable because they could get stabbed in the back. So the divine masculine, vulnerable to attack. Baby butts and Pisces, watch out for their asses, especially when sleeping. Baby butts and cheese fries, trying to lasso in or roping in mommy and daddy to get them back together. Cupid plays judgment, billy goat and dark unidentified animal, traveling to get peace by the creek or down by the riverside. Divine feminine, exposing true love and happiness to the world in divine marriages. It was just 1444. So 14 is temperance and 41 is the Ace of Cups. So that's really beautiful energy, because the temperance card is the angels and love, new love. And then 44, of course, is mastering. It's Atlas, the weight of the world upon your shoulders, and grounding and integrating. So leadership comes up also as underlying energy for the feminine, showing your leadership abilities as well as environment beneath it, which in the numerology deck, the environment's all about green and 44 again. So 44 came up again. Slow going but rising above the movie lines or box offices. Awakened straight to blind justice. No affection and indecisive. But the Queen of Swords is reversed. So there's some definitely harsh energies between kids and the Queen of Swords reversed here. And this was around justice and like divorce issues. So it depends on the feminine. Not all the feminines is it going to relate to. So this Queen of Swords could be a karmic or a divine feminine if she's still in a marriage, because it was around, she's reversed, and it has to do with a divorce or some kind of justice or being in court, something legal. The Pisces is running to Libra about a Gemini's fall, pushing the boundaries of inner workings and walls. Dolphins jumping out of parting Red Sea to help masculine birth a whole new breed. But there's a leak in the ceiling or blood in the water. Throwing star down the stairs. In the bathroom there may be a pregnant daughter. Okay, so it's definitely getting, I don't like to bring this up, but I don't know if someone's got pregnant and didn't want anyone to know, so tried to miscarriage themselves or abort the pregnancy themselves. And it was interesting because that just came up in the movie the other night. So doorbell rings, connected to justice. All hell at the door. Oh no, it's the mother. I'll say it again. Leak in the ceiling or blood in the water. Throwing star. There's just, like the throwing stars, but take it as it comes to you. Throwing star down, this was thrown down the stairs, and I was seeing like, oh no, something that's usually locked up and away from the children. One of the kids might have gotten a hold of, a dangerous weapon. In the bathroom, pregnant daughter. So doorbell rings connected to this justice, but all hell at the door. Oh no, it's the mother. Okay. Queen of Swords reversed, divorced. Now awake to a lover expressing feelings to a child, or herself inspired devil, at night with friends to find peace for parents through leadership and revenge. Okay? So there's just a little bit of this energy. I don't think it actually follows through, but obviously they can have some of those feelings. Recently, the Emperor breaking patterns of insecurities, emotional and hiding from the Queen of Swords reversed impropriety, or he tripped up, manipulating due to his insecurities, or losing his tools in divorce with the Queen of Swords reversed. By expressing feelings of being inspired after getting out of hell, divorced, finalized. Foundation of Star. And this was interesting with the Star card. It doesn't usually come up this way for me. The foundation of the star, healing and dreams, that a star can be difficult and impossible to please. So I was getting the energy of like, you always hear of those stories about famous movie stars who no one wants to work with because no one can please them. That's the energy I was getting up here in the Divine Feminine's foundation. So secretly doing something very foolish to heal loss of power, money, and independence and greed, Aquarius Pisces loses faith and falls down on their knees. Or Divine Feminine shining light but losing some faith and healing her powerlessness fate. Or jumping head first into dreams and healing but losing money. Or Divine Feminine in knowing and in her light, forgiving foolishness, attacks of a devilish child. Centrally, the energy for the feminine is coming together, inspired work, and I was getting the masculine here. Could be the feminine too if she's got a lot of masculine and she's still in a relationship with her karmic. So centrally coming together, inspired work, but not enough money, rising above the King of Pentacles reversed, greed, or just loss of money and status, with the Queen of Wands hovering, impatient and drinking, laughing and playing over him. So him trying to be serious and she's drunk or whatever. So the challenge for the feminine is the Divine Masculine's heart, because the Batcave is dark. Clearly no options and running from others coming at him and separated in an explosion. The Knight of Swords strongly informs Sagittarius Queen of Wands the truth of despair of grief and grounding and being ignored 3 times. Now, in the head of the Divine Feminine, attention is paid. At night, repairing third-party situation, gossip, nasty words, left out in the cold, the Queen of Swords reversed, leaving workplace behind, and the Empress reverse is on attack. Okay, that's not a pretty situation. The Queen of Swords reversed and the Empress reversed. That definitely could be a mother and a daughter and a mother-in-law, or boss, okay? But that's a falling out because they're both reversed. That could be a big fight, actually. And people leaving workplaces was coming up, so that could definitely be in that kind of situation. On attack, so this Empress reverse is on attack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Okay, that was definitely the energy from the Empress reverse. Now this could also be the Empress reverse with the Queen of Swords reverse, both kicking the Divine Masculine out, or the Karmic Masculine out. The Queen of Cups and the King of Cups reversed is getting attention from the Divine Feminine twin. Okay, so the Queen of Cups was upright, King of Cups reversed. And that could be the parents of the masculine or the karmic, okay, because they were coming up that way when the Emperor and Empress were coming up in the read. Doesn't have to be. I mean, this could definitely be the Divine Masculine and his karmic, or the Divine Feminine and their karmic, or it could be the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. Just depends on your situation. But the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups the King was reversed, not the Queen. Getting attention, if it is the Emperor and Empress parents, it was because the King of Cups either did something bad and so they're separated or something like that, or the King of Cups is sick and the Empress was taking care of him. But it's just the parents. I wasn't really getting it as the masculine and the karmic, but it could be. But getting attention from the Divine Feminine twin now, the Knight of Swords riding in for a reunion, waking her and surprising her. So usually I've been getting the Knight of Swords as the Divine Feminine, because she's always, speaking her truth and doing her thing. But today I'm getting the Knight of Swords as the masculine, the King of Swords. Riding in for a reunion, waking her and surprising her. He's finally free for romance and to protect each other, one big happy family. And literally the Two of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Cups all came out together with the Fool. Soon, the Divine Feminine's heart, the E-Tower, inspired to pay out, going back to work in need of attention or for a paycheck. Or taking last paycheck to reap rewards, expressing someone cheated them in love, or ran from love for money, while she put her love into epiphanies, dark night and rebirth from heartbreak. The Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine now walk through a portal, needing peace from destruction, disorientation, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, needing grounding, rebirth of the new after dealing with children, okay, because children are affecting your love life, and then attraction comes up. This is a magnetic attraction. Around the Divine Feminine is new love, no more fighting or competing, King of Wands, no affection for the Hangman, new perspectives about himself. And this doesn't have to be the Divine Masculine. This could be a karmic who's finally letting go. The Divine Feminine clears blocks about climbing higher, taking steps to the top, creative blocks, or wounded warrior victim left out in the cold. Victim mentality, victim of jealousy. Okay, those are all things for the feminine to let go of. To make the effort and your spiritual career even more. The Knight of Pentacles offers something healthy instead of third-party jealousy, a love offer, protection and romance, happy family. The Queen of Swords upright, down on her luck, so this could be that same Queen of Swords reversed, but it also could be a different Queen of Swords, because I know that that could the Divine Feminine and the Karmic could have a lot of signs in common, so it could be confusing sometimes, like who's who. The Queen of Swords down on her luck and drained or sick of running from love. At work, she's giving so much of her time and energy, but no one thinking they're worth paying or compensating. So, and it could be the Divine Feminine, or it could be the Karmic who wasn't working and now was pulled into a business with their Divine Masculine. They didn't want to. But now they feel like, why am I doing this? I'm not getting anything out of it. But trying things in a different way was the message to the Feminine or the Karmic, that may be a sudden offering. will change things for your business. Alchemy of the Knight of Cups, finding satisfaction in divorce or the justice system. Devil or a Capricorn, and it was positive energy here. I don't really feel like it was the devil. It was more like the Capricorn. Says hello to an offer of love and truth. There is triumph in the revealing. And this was definitely coming up. And if he is coming up the devil, it's because he's coming in for something, you know. Okay. So at night when the stars are out, portal reveals new love. The Emperor comes together with divine masculine and divine feminine hearts to take steps to success and attention to journey that ends in proposal and alchemy. Okay, so really beautiful reading. Now this Emperor that comes up at the end could be the divine masculine coming in, but I was also getting energy of the divine masculine's father or somebody he's very close to, could be even a priest or something, that he brings in for counseling between them. So that was kind of a cool energy as well. I'm going to pull you some oracle cards, but I'm going to show you the read first to make sure I do it. I mean, I suppose that could be depending on where you are in your journey, I mean, that energy could come up for a divine feminine as well, like where the masculine is getting counseled with his karmic and vice versa for the divine feminine and your karmic. You could be going to having a counselor come in too to try to fix things. But for those who are coming into union, I wasn't getting that energy at all. All right, so it just depends where you are. So here we go with the oracle cards. Here is the Ascension deck. Clear and align. Everyone take your deep breath, please. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. Okay, so January 3rd, 2019, for everyone watching, for the best and highest good of all those concerned. What is the energy? What do we need to know? What is the advice for everyone? Okay, perfect. Okay, so unicorns is at the bottom of the deck, and that's number 22, as it's 2727. All right, so 22 is the Fool and the unicorns, and that definitely came up in the read, the Fool. And 22, and it was just 2727, that's the Ace of Wands. 2 Ace of Wands, okay? You figure out what that means. 2 flames and 2 separate new passionate beginnings, okay? Coming together. That's pretty powerful stuff. Okay, so the unicorns is coming up in the underlying energy to connect with the unicorns. They are 7th dimensional. And they bathe you in the energy of dignity, confidence, and strength to do what is right. Okay, so if you do have any confrontations with a karmic or a child, your children or their children, doesn't matter who, it's always about staying present and not getting triggered, not reacting. You excuse yourself from the situation if it gets to that, okay? And try to be understanding from their point of view, okay? They have a point of view too. I mean, everyone is hurt in this situation. It's not just one person. So Saint Germain is 34. The affirmation is, I believe in my ability to create miracles. And I just wanted to bring up too about the other, for those of you who have had major issues with karmics who are very nasty, it's still about you rising above. Even though you feel you're justified, you're mastering, okay, your emotions and your intellect and everything about your life. This is your test, is to master that and rise above it. It's not to say it's okay, but it's not to get triggered or react to it. It's more to act like a mature person, a more loving person, okay? So Saint Germain says it's number 34, which is a 7, so we have another 7. And it's the 4 of stability on the inside, 3 of expressing yourself on the outside, that social smiley energy. Saint Germain, Lord of Civilization, cooperates with Archangel Zadkiel to transmute the lower energies of the world in the violet flame. He is a great alchemist, which alchemy came up as after the read card. He's a great alchemist and magician who transforms that which no longer serves into something beautiful and light. So when it's something discarded, and that was the energy that came up in the other read today, between the Empress and the Tower, when I was doing this morning, my friend, and it wasn't her, it was her sister who actually called, which I found out later, but my friend Ash called. Ashes, all right? So the Empress is Mother Earth, the dirt, and the Tower, when it comes down, is ashes. So it was so cool that she called it that time because it brought the two together. And it was about the brown and the charcoal gray were coming up. That's dirt and ashes. When everything's left, he transforms that which no longer serves into something beautiful and light. Your guidance is to invoke Saint Germain, surround yourself in his violet light, and see the divine perfection in whatever or whoever you wish to transform. Your pure intention and focus can co-create with his energy to make miracles happen. Use this to help yourself and others to ascension. The affirmation is, I believe in my ability to create miracles. Okay, and then the other one that came up is air. That was perfect because the King of Swords was coming up and the Knight of Swords in the read. So air is number 12, which is a 3, another 3. And that's the 2 of the feminine energy on the inside, the 1 of the masculine energy on the outside, being a leader out in the open, which people are drawn to them as leaders when you have the 1 on the outside. So air, the element of air supports truly magical cosmic qualities. Sylphs are air elementals working for the elemental master, Dom, and supervised by the unicorns. You're guided to ask the unicorns to direct Dom and his sylphs to spread the qualities of air, enlightenment, ascension, enthusiasm, freedom, and divine vision into the minds of those who need them. Also ask them to purify currents of air and blow them to polluted areas so that they may be cleansed. Help the fairies work with flowers by acknowledging and appreciating them. Okay, so talking to flowers, and I had to remember to water my plants today, which I finally did. The affirmation is, I invoke air to carry angel singing around the world and bring hope and peace. Okay, so use the transmutation of Saint Germain, all right, to clear the air, whether that be in a confrontation or literal air pollution. And to appreciate your plants and your flowers. And talk to them. They appreciate that. Okay. All right, so for the past life deck, then take another deep breath. Take another deep breath. Clear a line. Clear a line. Okay, again, today is January 3rd, 2019. What is the advice for us, Saint Germain? And he's very cute, Saint Germain. Okay. Who helps us transmute with the violet flame? From Saint Germain. And Saint Germain was the first one I was guided to, actually. I got a channel reading from Saint Germain. That was the first formal read I got when I realized that I was on the twin flame journey. What does everyone need to know? We have the past life deck here for everyone watching. Okay, for the best and highest good of all who's concerned. Saint Germain. It's January 3rd, 2019. What is the advice for us? What do we need to know? That popped. Alright, so these popped up separately. The bottom of the deck is Greco-Roman. So again, the Colosseum's coming up. So fights, cat fights. Okay, so that was coming out. Energy was definitely coming up. So, and imprisonment or slavery is underneath that. So, and I brought that up earlier too, in the other read. So if cat fights are coming up and imprisonment and slavery, you know, don't feed into anything that's going to get you into trouble. It's not worth it. Rise above it. That's the whole. Don't get triggered by things like that. So what came out for you guys is trust and faith and unrequited love. Okay, so when everyone's in front of you, lying to your face, like you're masculine, no matter what the situation is, you're being called to have faith. Okay, even when you're dealing with a stone face. Okay, this could be anyone. It could be a friend. It could be the karmic. It could be the masculine. Unrequited love. To have trust and faith and to be in your knowing no matter what. Okay, because when you get stressed, you don't feel your inner knowing. And it was just 3443, which is the 8 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. Okay, that's union energies for sure. When you get stressed, if you're in a confrontation with someone, it's hard to tap into your abilities at that moment. That's why you have to pull yourself back to the present moment and know that even if your divine masculine's lying to your face and you're having trouble feeling it because you're stressed. I'm sorry, it's just the trash cans. I wasn't sure what I was hearing. Tomorrow's trash day. It's late for the holiday. So those two are coming up. Just to remember to have faith that the sun's shining through. Okay, don't remember. Don't remember. Maybe you need to not remember. Don't remember the past. The unrequited love. Let go and trust and have faith. It's the surrender, really. Okay? And remember, that's just a face. It's a disguise. You know the truth. The other card that came up separately was leaving or traveling. And the pyramids always come up for me in this picture. Okay, and the traveling salesman. Leaving on a jet plane came up again. Oh, death of a salesman. That's what wanted to come up from this card. Death of a salesman. So someone's father may pass, or it may have just passed, and he was a salesman or had that personality. And that's why we're getting like the old-fashioned suitcase, the old-fashioned, an older person who was a salesperson, who traveled a lot by train or ground transportation. Ground control to Major Tom just came up again. Aww. That made me want to cry. I was getting some divine masculine's father did pass, and the ground control to Major Tom was him trying to connect with his dad. So that might be for someone's dad whose name was Thomas. Oh, and I'm getting this too from the read. You know how I said like one of the parents, the divine masculine or karmic's parents, it could be the divine feminine's parents too, but like either there is dissension or really bad feelings between the emperor and the empress. So the emperor's leaving, or maybe he cheated on her, or he passed away and she's just miserable. That's the empress energy. Because there needs to be trust and faith. They lost their faith. Alright, so the journey of love, journey of love, journey of love. Take another deep breath. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. And just in time came up earlier today as well. So again, to Saint Germain, please. For everyone watching, this January 3rd, 2019, everyone watching, and for the best and highest good of all who's concerned, Saint Germain. What is your advice? What is your advice? What is your advice, Saint Germain? What does everyone need to know? Okay. So the bottom of the deck is 3 to 1. It's number 10, which is that high vibration, 0101. Stay close to 0 point in your high vibration. Okay, that's the bottom of the deck, the underlying energy, right? They've landed in the vortex. They got in. They made it. 3 to 1. Okay? When 1 and 1 come together, it makes 3. Third energy. Because you stayed in your high vibration. It's like them saying congratulations. But in the picture there, the underlying energy, but don't relax quite yet. Stay present and calm. But there's still a little choppiness in the vortex in that picture. But the cards that came out for you guys are unbelievably matched. So 47 came out first. This is soft. And that's number 47. The other one is 51 that came out. Dream a little. And if you see these together, look how perfectly they're matched. Okay, the colors are like perfect. And also the texture, it's very smooth. One is a little bit more gridded than the other, but they're very smooth. The texture's a little bit different in the one. It makes it more interesting. But it's not like triggering energy, not like this one. Like you see how rough this one is? There's still some roughness and turbulence in there. Oh, and turbulence is a great word for that, because I was just getting like an old airplane that had crashed and is on the ground, like two people standing inside the hollowed out plane, but also could be like a big underground tube or pipe. And there could be someone could be in hiding below. Alright, so the energy from these two cards are really soft and beautiful. It's very feminine. Definitely ovary, pearls, that kind of energy coming up. Chakra rays, modesty. It's soft and dream a little. So, you know, it's totally about the feminine. G clef, C clef. So music, you know, soft music. Take time to dream. It's very earthy, but soft earthy. Olives. Olive oil. Olive oil is great on the skin and hair. It's really moisturizing. And it doesn't get on everything. It soaks into your skin. It was just 4141, which is the Ace of Cups times 2. So now you got the Ace of Wands twice, and you got the Ace of Cups twice. Side by side. Dream a little and be soft. This is for the feminine for sure. The 47 is an 11. That's the 7 of Cups. And the 51 is the King of Swords. The King of Swords and the 7 of Cups is the Divine Masculine seeing your synchronicities. It makes him soft. Aww, that's a really sweet message. You're his pearl. A very rare one. I'm going to read those both to you. Alright, so 47 and 51. 47, soft. A sanctuary bathed in soft light. Your heart is receptive, inviting, and gentle. It brings strength to the weary, comfort to the lonely, and healing to the wounded. It's a magnet for all that is needed. For you, your beloveds, your world. Don't imagine you must always be the fighter. And this definitely applies to what we were talking about in the read today. Going against the part of your nature that longs for harmony and peace. This is your time to be soft and spirits connecting, to surrender, to let the subtle waves of the heart invite love in and to receive. In doing so, you will give so much. This oracle brings you a message of peace. Surrender now, be soft, even just for this moment of quiet reflection. You have perhaps been working too hard at growing and living. Take some time or moments to replenish and allow the divine to help you, dear one. Okay, especially for you feminines who are working too much. You know, it's hard to stop sometimes. Be soft so you are receptive to the divine. It is when we let go, we truly perceive the obstacles that lie between us and the oneness with the divine lover. Let go and perceive that the divine lover is already awakening in your heart. And the poem reads, you are the softness he desires. You help light his way. You nurture all that he holds dear, though tempest clouds dismay. And in the quiet of the storm, his gentleness comes through, and in the shelter of his arms, his heart is there for you. Okay, and Spirit's still connecting with me. It was just 4422. Okay, which is that mastery energy of the masters and Atlas, and then 22 of the Fool, which came up already. Okay, so perfect. And 22 is that master number 4 also, about that solid foundation that you see what you get. It is what it is. 2 and 2 and 4 and 4. It is the same on the inside and the outside. So within, you know, as within, so without. So I see myself in you. Oh, Wrong one. 51. I do see myself in you. Dream a little. 51. King of Swords. The divine wants to bless you with inspiration, just as a lover would come to the door of the beloved, which we talked about in the read today. Someone could come to your door with a spontaneous gift of flowers. You don't, and that came up too, you don't bring me flowers anymore. So dream a little, let your imagination wander and wonder. What if? What else could be? Breaking down the rigid walls of expectation. Just because something has not been does not indicate that it must continue in the same way. So dream a little and receive your spiritual gift. This oracle brings you guidance. A spiritual gift of inspiration is on its way. Hope this is inspiration for you. Or has just recently been received. It isn't flight of fancy, it's a gift from the divine. Receive it and believe in new possibilities. And the poem reads, from unexpected meetings, we talked and shared our lifetime, a gentle, peaceful, quiet time reflected in our smile. We winged our way to distant places and walked along remembered faces of lives we knew we lived some time before. And like a bud about to flower, having reached its appointed hour, we watch ourselves begin to open in the warm touch of spring. Okay, and Spirit's still connecting with me. So it's giving you that message that things are opening up to possibilities in the spring, which means your masculine may be coming forward to break the ice and get through some stuff. There may be some last minute things they still need to wrap up in their life, or you and yours. But that Spirit is now telling you, with Saint Germain, that things should be good in the spring, and they should be coming through now. You know, it's the time to crack the egg and just get acclimated to the new energies. Okay, so that was a really beautiful message. Well, that inspires me to want to pull one more card for you. I'm going to pull a card from the Universal Golden Tarot. Alright, okay, Saint Germain. Energy, clear line. Clear line. Okay. So one last card, Saint Germain, for everyone watching, for the best and highest good of all is concerned, January 3rd, 2019. Okay, well, you gave me more than one, but let's see where it goes. We have the Eight of Wands at the bottom and the Magician. Okay? So there's definitely some, you know, the Eight of Wands is the arrows of love, but it's also expressing feelings, it's quick passions, it's back in a heated exchange, and the Magician's backing that energy up. So, and it goes from meditation. The Magician meditated first and then presents himself with feelings. Alright, so somebody could be telling you their feelings, or you could be feeling them energetically coming in. Okay, so these cards came out separately. First for you guys came out the Temperance card. Okay, so it's all about the angels. This comes up for you guys all the time. Taking one step at a time and keeping your balance, knowing your wings are there, even when someone tries to come in and trigger you. Okay, is that not more clear? Okay, so the Queen of Wands comes in. She's fiery. She's got a black cat, so she might trigger you. It's your job to stay calm and understand. Don't feed into that, but you know, excuse yourself if you need to. Okay, and they can lie. You know, they could come to lie to you too. So you know, just no fear. Just be aware. You know that. It's about being loving, but you know, being intelligent as well. An intelligent adult. The other three cards that came out together is the Lovers, the Eight of Cups, and the Hangman Awake. Okay, or reversed, right? So that could be a light bulb moment, a knowing. It could be a big head too, you know. So the Queen of Wands could come up that way, because she's looking over at these cards. So it could be the masculine's lover, because he walked away from her. She's upset, but and she may have a big head, and so she thinks she can just go and say whatever she wants to say, that kind of thing. But also could be that the divine masculine lover walked away because he's awake in his knowing. And she may not be pleased, okay? And then this card, going to peace, okay? This could be a little bit of traveling too. So I'd always get the Hermit in this card, so it could be Virgo or that Hermit energy of a professional or a physician or an older man or a Virgo. But in this, the divine masculine could be coming to the divine feminine to talk, or he could actually be coming with a friend as well to mediate. And that comes up with that, the Emperor, you know, the third person might come to mediate the two of you, to get some counseling together. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, so it really did confirm the stuff that came up in the read. So perfect. Okay, you know the drill. Rise and be loved. Bye, guys.